I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Mahasadashiva. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om
Nithyananda, we welcome all the viewers watching us live on YouTube and the various other social media platforms. For today's session of Nithyananda Yoga, we'll now be beginning with the Sakala Krama. Please sit straight with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Close your eyes. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space. Let's take a deep breath and chant the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Next, we'll be chanting the Shiva Mula mantra 11 times internally. Om Ham Haum Shivaya Namaha. We'll be chanting it aloud. You can follow along internally.
ॐ हां हों शिवाय नमः। 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 We'll now perform the Totchmanam. Please take the Panchapatra Mudrini. With your left hand, take the Udrini and pour some water in the Gokarna Mudra, holding the Gokarna Mudra in your right hand. Take 3 sips of water from the Gokarna Mudra as we chant the following 3 mantras. Om Atma Tattvam Shodhayami Svadha. Om Vidyadattvam Shodhayami Svadha. Om Shivatattvam Shodhayami Svadha. Rinse your right hand. Now, with the base of your right hand thumb, wipe your lips from right to left twice. Om Ham Hridayaya Namaha. With your right hand again. Now, with the index, middle, and ring fingers of the right hand, touch the above your upper lip and below your lower lip. Rinse your right hand again. With the index and thumb of the right hand joined together, touch your right nostril, left nostril. With the index and thumb of the right hand, touch your right eye, left eye, right ear, and left ear. Rinse your right hand again. Now, with the little finger and thumb of your right hand joined together, touch your navel, right chest, left chest, and then with all the tips of your fingers, touch the top of your head, right shoulder, left shoulder, in the center of your chest. Rinse your hand one final time. Please take your Udrini and keep it at a safe distance. We'll now chant the Sankalpa mantra. Please grasp your right hand in your left hand and keep both your hands on your right thigh. Create an intention for the yoga practice today to manifest health, longevity, and all the auspicious blessings. Mamopatta samasta duditakshe dvara Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Prityartham Shri Nithyanandeshwari Paramashiva Shakti Sameta Shri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Prityartham cha शुभे शोभने मुहूर्ते आद्य ब्राह्मणः द्वितीय परार्धे श्री श्वेतवराह कल्पे वैवस्वत मन्वन्तरे अष्टाविंशतितमे नित्ययुगे प्रथमे पादे जम्बूद्वीपे भारतवर्षे भरतखण्डे मेरोः दक्षिणे पार्श्वे शखाब्दे अस्मिन् वर्तमाने व्यवहारिके प्रभवादीनां षष्ट्याः संवत्सराणां मध्ये विश्वावसुनाम संवत्सरे दक्षिणायने लक्ष्मी वेंकटेश्वर ऋतौ कन्यामासे शुक्लपक्षे द्वादश्यां शुभतिथौ धनिष्ठा नक्षत्र शूलयोग स्थिरवासरयुक्तायां शूलयोग फलवकर्ण एवं गुणविशेषण विशिष्टायाम् अस्यां शुभतिथौ श्री कैलासोन्नत द्वादशांत श्यामला पीठारूढ़ श्री मीनाक्षी सुंदरेश्वराभिन्न स्वरूप परशिवपुत्र रत्नकुमार गुरुमन्य तुल्यावतार श्री पार्वती स्तन्यपान लब्ध दिव्य ज्ञान विश्रुत सकल निगमागम सारभूत द्राविड़ वेद प्रवक्त्र श्रीमत् परम शिव करुणा समधिगत मुक्तामय चतुष्पयान गीयमान छत्र चामर श्री चिन्ह काहलादि समस्त बिरडावल्यलंकृत ज्ञान विज्ञान चक्रवर्ती सर्वजन संग सद्यो निर्वाण दीक्षा व्याप वर्ग वर्ष विश्रान जीमूत परमत कलभगेसरी शैव सिद्धांत स्थापनाचार्य श्री राजाधिराज पाण्य महाराज गुरु शपन शाख्यादि महांधकार निवारण ज्ञान भानु वीक्षणा नरार द्वदोच्छेदन पूर्वक श्रीमद वृषभध्वज स्थापक शैव समय कर्तृ सर्वज्ञ पीठारूढ़ श्री जगद्गुरु श्री ज्ञान संबंध देशिक स्वामी वागीश सुंदर माणिक्य वाचक स्वामिनाम अवतारभूत श्री ज्ञान संबंध स्वामी पुनरुद्धृत श्यामला पीठ सर्वज्ञ पीठ तृणवत्युत्तर द्विशततम गुरुमहासन्निधान अरुणगिरि योगीश्वर परंपरागत अरुणाचल सर्वज्ञ पीठ गुरुमहासन्निधान कैलास परंपरागत कांची कैलास सर्वज्ञ पीठ त्रयस्त्रिंशदुत्तर द्विशततम गुरुमहासन्निधान नित्योत्सव नित्य मंगल नित्य कल्याण नित्य रचित कैलास परंपरागत आदि कैलास नित्यानंद पीठ महासंस्थान महासिंहासन पीठ कर्तृ साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत कैलास परंपरागत वैवस्वतमनु इक्ष्वाकु हरिश्चंद्र भगीरथ श्रीरामचंद्र शूरसेन इत्यादि नवच्छिन्न सार्वभौम चक्रवर्ती परंपरागत चतुष्षष्टि योगिनी मंडित चतुष्षष्टि संप्रदाय प्रवर्तक मनुधर्म शासन सूर्यवंश प्राप्त सर्वज्ञ पीठ सुरांगी साम्राज्य मूर्धाभिषिक्त चूड़ामणे साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत कपिल महागुरु पुनरुद्धृत महानिर्वाणि पीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री महामंडलेश्वर साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत श्री महागणपति समारंभ अनवच्छिन्न पीठाधीश्वर गुरु परंपरा प्राप्त अटल पीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्रतम अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री अटल पीठाधीश्वर धर्म मुक्ति स्वर्गपुर स्वर्ण पीठ त्रयोविंश गुरु महासन्निधान कैलास परंपरागत आदिपीठ सर्वज्ञ पीठ जगत गुरु श्री कैलास पुनरुद्धारक श्री कैलास परमाचार्य श्रीमद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य वर्य सच्चिदानंद प्रणव स्वरूप श्रोत्रिय ब्रह्मनिष्ठा श्रीमद जगत गुरु श्रील श्री भगवत श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव श्री ज्ञान संबंध देशिक परमाचार्य स्वामिनां प्रीत्यर्थम तेषां पादारविन्दयोः भक्ति सिद्ध्यर्थम गुरुकृपा कटाक्ष सिद्ध्यर्थम क्षेमस्थैर्य वीर्य विजय आयुरारोग्य ऐश्वर्याणाम् अभिवृद्ध्यर्थम धर्मार्थ काम मोक्ष चतुर्विध फलपुरुषार्थ सिद्ध्यर्थम समस्त दुरिदोपशांत्यर्थम समस्त मंगलावाप्यर्थम भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव प्रसादेन सकुटुम्बस्य ज्ञान वैराग्य जीवन मुक्ति प्राप्त्यर्थम पूर्ण आरोग्य युक्त दृढ़ यौगिक शरीर सिद्ध्यर्थम परमशिव शक्ति आविष्करणार्थम नित्यानंद योगाभ्यासं करिष्ये ओम उपस्पृश्य rinse your right hand once with the Panchapatram Anudani.
Yes, now you can all keep your Panchapatram Anudharani out aside so that it is not an obstruction during the yoga. And now let us enter into the Sakala Vinyasa Krama itself. Let's all stand up. So we are going to be beginning with a little bit of warm-up, preparing ourselves for the yoga. And the best preparation that is part of the yoga itself is the skeleton dance, which we are going to be doing. So now let's all take a moment to close our eyes and visualize Swamiji in our inner space. Visualize our entire body has now become a complete skeleton. No flesh, no skin, no identity, nothing is there. Just skeleton. Just bones from head to toe. Now slowly start moving your body, moving your wrists, moving your feet, moving your knees, your elbows, shoulders and hips. Start moving every part of your body randomly with slowly increasing intensity as well. Let's begin.
కట్టవే అలా పండకి అழகு పువ్వుతి నిత్యవరళము జలకి అలా పండకి అழகு పువ్వుతి నిత్యవరళము జలకి నిత్యానందం 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 ఆనందం నిత్యానందం ఆనందం నిత్యానందం 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 ఆనందం నిత్యానందం ఆనందం ஏழாம் படி எடுத்து எழுவரத்தின் ஒரு வரம் ஆபத்திர கலிய கருப்பு சமய வெத்தவ தேவிய வல்லவ சமய முன்னோரை என பேச்சிய தல மாறிய மலது திருகோபுர கட்டவே அலா பண்ணக்கு அழகு புப்புத்தி நித்ய வரள முஜலகி அலா பண்ணக்கு அழகு புப்புத்தி நித்ய வரள முஜலகி நித்யானந்தம் 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 ஆனந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் ஆனந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் 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 ஆனந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் ஆனந்தம் முன்னோரை என பேச்சிய தல மாறிய மலது திருகோபுர கட்டவே அலா பண்ணக்கு அழகு புகுதி நித்ய வரளமு ஜலகி அலா பண்ணக்கு அழகு புகுதி நித்ய வரளமு ஜலகி நித்யானந்தம் 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 ஆனந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் ஆனந்தம் 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 திருகோபுர கட்டவே அலா பண்ணக்கு அழகு புகுதி நித்ய வரளமு ஜலகி அலா பண்ணக்கு அழகு புகுதி நித்ய வரளமு ஜலகி நித்யானந்தம் 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 ஆனந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் ஆனந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் 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 ஆனந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் ஆனந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் 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 ஆனந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் ஆனந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் 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 ஆனந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் ஆனந்தம்.
Now stop, come to a standstill. Completely stop moving your body. Just stand where you are. You don't need to adjust your mat, you don't need to adjust anything else. Just completely stop all the movement of your body. Intensely breathe in as deeply as you can and exhale completely. Your breath can be fast, but don't let it be shallow. Intensely breathe in as deeply as you can and then breathe out as deeply as you can. Keep the awareness on the breath, the inhalation and the exhalation. See your body slowly settling down, but at the same time, your body completely awake and the entire body full of energy now, alive, active. Take a few more moments to settle down. Now slowly open our eyes and settle down on our yoga mats. So yesterday we stopped with asana named Tarakshvasana. So today we are going to be continuing from Tarakshvasana as well. So now let us come into a plank position. Bring your hands and feet onto the mat. And slowly raise the knees off the ground. Make sure that your hips are not too high and at the same time it is not too low. Your back is completely straight and your legs are pointed down from the hips. So now from this position, we're going to bend the neck down, tilt the neck down as we enter into Jalandhara Bandha and rotate the neck from side to side. Keep moving the neck slowly, gently from side to side. And in your inner space, you're going to visualize Swamiji. We're going to continue performing Samana Kumbhaka, which is visualizing the intense fire in your navel center and the bandhas we are going to be performing are Mula Bandha, tightening the perineal law, and Jalandhara Bandha as you keep your chin tucked to your chest and rotate your neck from side to side. The japa we are going to be doing is Shivoham.
गजासनम् अस्तित्वा मस्तकं वारं वारं दक्षिणकुक्षिं सव्यकुक्षिं नयेत् तरक्श्वासनं भवति.
Now slowly relax, lay down on your stomach as we now move into the next asana, which is Bhujangasana. So in Bhujangasana, you're going to now keep your hands by the side of your chest with your elbows pointed backwards. And now from this laying down position, you're going to, using the strength of your back, lift the upper body as high as you can. So even if you remove your hands from the ground, you should be able to be in that position and come to this position as high as you can. And if you need to relax yourself for a moment, then just slowly lower your upper body back down. Take a moment to relax and then you can get back into the position. So now in this asana, we are going to be performing the Bhujangani Mudra. The Bhujangani Mudra is where you inhale with your mouth open wide and using the back of the throat. You're going to inhale and then exhale through the nostrils. Visualize yourself as a cobra. Keep your toes pointed behind, your feet together and the toes pointed backward. We are continuing to perform the Samana Kumbhaka, which is visualizing the intense fire and heat which is there in our navel center. And the bandha we are performing is Mula Bandha, tightening the perineal floor. continue to internally chant the japa Shivoham intensely.
अङ्गुष्टनाभिपर्यन्तम् अधो भूमो विन्यसेत् कराभ्यां च तरां धृत्वा ऊर्ध्वशीर्षः फणीवहि.
Now slowly relax as we now move into the next asana, which is Shashasana. So now let's come back into a plank position. You can tuck your toes and slowly lift your body up, and coming back into a plank position, we're now going to be alternating, bringing one knee towards the chest. So when you perform this asana, there are two important things that you need to do. One is, when you bring your knees forward, you're going to exhale and tuck your knee as close to your chest as possible. Bring your knee as close to your chest as possible. And in this asana, we're going to be visualizing Swamiji in our inner space. And the new pranayama we're going to be entering into is Sahaja Kumbhaka, which is the simple and easy breathing. Inhale and exhale as deeply as you can, holding the breath in between of every cycle. The japa we are going to be doing is Shivoham.
अजासनं संस्थितो जानुद्वयमाकुञ्च वारं वारं कर्तव्यं शशासनं भवति.
You can relax, take a moment you can relax yourself, bringing your knees to the ground. The next asana is Ratasana. So in Ratasana, from this seated position that we are in, we are going to be once again placing our hands on the ground and raising our knees up into a plank position. And from this position, we are going to alternate bringing one foot between of the hands. So you're going to jump and alternate bringing one foot between of your hands. And in your inner space, visualize yourself as a chariot. The pranayama we are performing is the Sahaja Kumbhaka. Tighten your perineal muscles as you perform this in Mula Bandha, and the internal japa is Shivoham.
अजासनं संस्थितो एकैकं पादं पुरो मार्गेण भ्रामयित्वा कर्तव्यं रथासनं भवति.
Now relax, keep one foot forward, and then we are going to slowly raise up as we move into the next asana, which is Virabhadrasana. So in Virabhadrasana, keeping one foot forward and the other foot back, we are going to be first turning our hips forward. So from your hips pointed sideways, turn your hips forward. And now take a deep breath and raise your hands all the way up into, keeping your hands straight up and the palms facing each other. Now slowly you're going to bend the front leg over here, which is the left leg, into a 90-degree angle. Visualize Lord Virabhadra in your inner space and gaze to your third eye. The pranayama we're performing is Sahaja Kumbhaka again. Continue to inhale and exhale as deeply as you can. Pull your stomach in and up into Uddiyana Bandha each time you exhale, and the japa is Shivoham.
वासिष्ठमदकौण्डिन्यम् ऊर्ध्वपुटमेव च अष्टावक्रमथोत्थानं मयूरं सेतुबन्धनम्.
Slowly relax. And now we are going to be performing the same asana on the opposite side. So you can just change the orientation of your feet, turning your right foot forward and the left foot back. Point sideways. And now once again, turn your hips forward, pointing your entire upper body forward. Turn your upper body forward. Keep your hands raised and straight. Keep the elbows, the fingers, every part of your hand straight. And now, once you're ready, slowly move down, bending the front leg, which is the right leg over here, into a 90-degree angle. Once again, visualize Lord Veerabhadra in your inner space. Gaze to the third eye. Perform the Sahaja Kumbhaka, inhaling and exhaling as deeply as possible. And each time you exhale, perform the Uddiyana Bandha, pulling the stomach in and up, and chant the japa Shivoham internally.
वासिष्ठमदकौण्डिन्यम् ऊर्ध्वकुक्कुटमेव च अष्टावक्रमथोत्तानं मयूरं सेतुबन्धनम्.
Relax, and now slowly bring your feet together into a standing position as we move into the next asana, which is Vrikshasana. So in Vrikshasana, we are going to be balancing on one leg again. So let's once again bring awareness to our feet. Bring awareness to your feet, and starting with the left foot. So first bring entire awareness to your left foot and slowly lean on to the left foot. And as you lean on to the left foot, bring awareness that in the leg, the weight of your entire body is balanced around your leg. The toes, the heels, the side of your leg, your entire body is balanced. And now choose a drishti point in front of you. Drishti is a gaze that you can look at a particular point in front of you or under you. And by doing this drishti gaze, you will be able to intensify the balance, the stability in your entire body. So now once you have selected a point that you want to focus on, slowly lift your right leg up as high as you can. You can start with bringing it just to your heels. You can then slowly move it up your knees and bring your foot to the opposite thigh. Bring your right foot to your left thigh. And now taking a nice deep inhalation, raise your hands all the way up into a Namaskara Mudra. Raise your hands completely, keeping the elbows straight. And in your inner space, visualize yourself as a tree. A tall, sturdy tree. And we are continuing to perform the Sahaja Kumbhaka, which is inhaling and exhaling as deeply as possible. And as you exhale each time when you perform the exhalation, perform the Uddiyana Bandha, which is pulling the stomach in and up as much as you can. And internally, we are going to be chanting the japa Shivoham, Shivoham.
वामोरुमूलदेशे च यां यं पादं निधायतु तिष्ठेतु वृक्षवत् भूमौ वृक्षासनमिदं विदुः.
Now taking a nice deep exhalation, lower your hands to your side and lower. And now we are going to be moving into the next asana, which is Garudasana. So you can lower your foot, relax your leg for a moment and shake your leg out if you want. So the next asana is Garudasana, which is going to be similar position to Vrikshasana. Now once again, let's bring awareness to our left foot and firmly planting the left foot onto the ground, lean onto your left foot. And simultaneously, we are going to raise our right leg and catch your right leg with your hands. and now pull it in front of the thigh. So once again, if you're just beginning and you're not so comfortable with balancing on one leg, take a gaze at a drishti point. Bring your awareness, fix your gaze at a drishti point, and you can just bring your legs, your right leg in front of the ankle of the left leg, starting with something simple. Then slowly you can move your leg up, move it just to the knees, and then using your hands you can pull your legs up all the way, bringing your foot to the opposite hip, bringing your knees as close together as possible. So now in this position, bring your hands into a Namaskara Mudra. If you're able to let go of your leg, and in your inner space, visualize Lord Garuda. Garuda is the vehicle, the Vahana of Bhagavan Vishnu, who is a powerful eagle and a divine being. We are continuing to perform the Sahaja Kumbhaka, intensely inhaling and exhaling. The bandha we are performing for this asana is Mula Bandha, tightening the perineal muscles, and the japa is Shivoham.
गरुडासनमावक्ष्ये येन ध्यानं स्थिरं भवेत् सर्वदोषाद्विनिर्मुक्तो भवतीह महाबली.
We're now going to be moving into the next asana. Slowly you can lower your foot. Once again, take a moment to shake your leg if you need. Relax your legs as we move into Vrikshasana on the opposite side. So now, once again, we are going to be bringing awareness this time to the right leg and performing the same two asanas we did on the left leg, now on the right leg. So from a standing position, we are now going to be slowly leaning on to our right leg, and make sure to bring awareness and balance your entire body weight onto your heels, toes and the side of the foot, and lean on to the leg. Now as you lean on to your foot, then slowly raise your leg up. Step by step, you can move your left foot first to the ankles of the right leg, then to the knee of the right leg, and then all the way up towards the inner thigh. And now with your hands, taking a nice deep inhalation, going to raise your hands all the way up. Once again, if you're losing balance, bring your gaze on a drishti point, and if you lose balance and completely you release your leg, then don't just try to jump back into the asana. First plant your leg on the ground, bring the balance to your leg, and then slowly raise your leg up. So now in this asana, we are going to be visualizing a tree in our inner space, a strong, tall, sturdy tree. And the pranayama is the Sahaja Kumbhaka, intensely inhaling and exhaling. The bandha we are performing is the Uddiyana bandha, completely pulling the stomach in and up each time we exhale. And the japa is Shivoham.
पामोरुमूलदेशे च यं यं पादं निधायतु तिष्ठेतु वृक्षवत् भूमौ वृक्षासनमिदं विदुः.
Now slowly relax and bring your hands down and bring your foot down as well. You can just relax your right leg for a moment as we now move into the next asana, which is Garudasana. So now in Garudasana, we are going to be once again firmly planting our right leg onto the ground, And now, as you plant your right leg onto the ground, also you can pick a drishti point, gazing at a particular point in front of you. And now slowly raise your left leg up. You can first bring it in front of your foot, then move it up towards the knee, and then using your hands pull your leg all the way as high as possible up into your hips. Now in your inner space, you're going to visualize Lord Garuda, and first we'll be bringing our hands into the Namaskara Mudra. If you can't, release your legs. The pranayama we are performing is the Sahaja Kumbhaka, and tighten your perineal muscles into the Mula Bandha, and let us continue to chant the internal japa of Shivoham.
गरुडासनमावक्ष्ये येन ध्यानं स्थिरं भवेत् सर्वदोषाद्विनिर्मुक्तो भवतीह महाबली.
Relax, slowly bring your foot down, and let us now move into the next asana, which is Trikonasana. So now in Trikonasana, we are going to be opening our legs a little wide. So bringing one foot forward and the other foot back. So when we are placing our legs also, the position of the feet are slightly different. So if you see the front leg, the front foot is pointed forward, and the back leg is pointed sideways. Front foot is pointed forward, the back leg is pointed sideways. So now in this position, we are going to stretch our hands parallel to the ground. Stretch your hands parallel to the ground, and now taking a nice deep breath, so now we are going to be lowering our hands down towards the foot. So with your right hand, you're going to bring your right hand to your right foot. So in this case, here we are starting with the left foot. So your left hand is going to go to your left foot. And now slowly bring your hands as low as possible, and at the same time, you're going to look in the opposite direction towards the ceiling. So turn up and gaze up towards the ceiling, towards your hand which is pointed up, and gently move your body as low as possible. You're going to try to bring your hands and touch the floor. And once you're able to touch the floor, keep your entire palm on the floor. So over here, the main focus is stretching the side of the body, the lat muscles, the back of the left leg as well, which gets stretched when you perform this asana. Visualize yourself as a triangle in your inner space, and the japa we are performing is Shivoham, the pranayama, Sahaja Kumbhaka, and continue to perform the Mula Bandha.
तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सप्ताङ्गष्टप्रसारणे.
Now slowly relax and raise up. Let us now perform Trikonasana on the opposite side as well. So now, last time we brought our left foot forward and the right leg was pointed sideways. So this time we are going to be bringing our right leg forward and keeping the left foot pointed sideways. Now once again, let's bring our hands parallel to the ground, and slowly taking a nice deep exhalation, slowly move our body down, bringing our hands as low as possible. Try to touch the ground. If you can touch the ground, try to bring your palms onto the ground. Once again, make sure that your hip is not coming too forward. You're not turning downwards. Keep your chest straight, keep your chest upright, and at the same time gaze up to the ceiling. Make sure that your body is aligned to your feet, which is your entire upper body is in one line with your feet. You're not leaning in, you're not leaning forward, you're not moving forward. In front of your legs, your upper body is in line with the legs. So visualize a triangle in your inner space. Continue to perform the Sahaja Kumbhaka and the Mula Bandha. Let's continue to chant the japa Shivoham internally.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्ताङ्गष्टप्रसारणे.
Now take a nice inhalation. Slowly raise yourself up and come back to a standing position. So now we are going to be moving into the next asana, which is the Nikutaka Karana. So in this karana, we are going to be first coming into the Aramandi position. So the Aramandi position is bringing the heels together, keeping the toes pointed out, the knees slightly bent and the hands by the hip. This is the Aramandi position. And now in this Nikutaka Karana, we are going to bring our hands parallel to each other, facing each other. So the palms are going to be facing each other. And now raise one heel off the ground. You can raise your right heel. Now as you switch the position of the hands, so if your right palm is facing down and the left palm is facing up, you're going to switch the position where your left palm is going to be facing up, the right palm is going to be facing down, and your heels are going to switch. So from standing on the right heel, you're going to now raise the left heel. So going to repeat this again and again in a continuous graceful motion. So when you do this, you're going to bring your heels down to the ground with a little bit of force at the same time. This is the Nikutaka Karana. Yes, you can now relax. And now we are going to be moving into the next asana, which is Angushtasana. So let's now slowly from a standing position, take a nice deep inhalation and slowly lower yourself down onto the heels. Bring yourself down onto your heels. Keeping the toes up, keeping the heels up, and your hands into the Namaskara Mudra. Bring the knees of your feet together. Bring both of your knees together. And in this asana, we are going to be visualizing Swamiji in the inner space. The pranayama is now switching to a very powerful pranayama, which is the Brahmari Kumbhaka, which is where you inhale and exhale as you inhale and exhale. You make a buzzing sound like a bee as you inhale and exhale. It is a subtle but intense humming that you're going to be performing. Even your inhalation is going to be a slight humming. We are going to be performing the Mula Bandha, and the new japa we are going to be chanting is Sada Shivoham.
कबन्धासनमित्याहुः गोरक्षासनमेव च अङ्गुष्ठमुष्टिकं ज्ञेयं ब्रह्मप्रासादितं तथा.
Yes, now you can relax, bring your hands down to the side, and we are now going to be entering into the next asana, which is Saurasana. So now in Saurasana, we are going to be stretching one foot forward. So you can stretch your right foot forward, and now keeping your hands by your side, you're going to point the palms forward. You're going to point your palms forward. This is called the Varamudra. So in the Varamudra, you're going to keep your hands pointed forward, and in your inner space, visualize Swamiji. Continue to perform the Brahmari Kumbhaka, the Mula Bandha, and the Japa of Sada Shivoham. Relax. And now we are going to be moving into the next asana, which is Vidunanasana. So now in Vidunanasana, you're going to be sitting on the right or left leg, and your right leg is going to be pointed forward. Now with your right hand, you're going to hold on to the big toe of the right foot. And now with your left hand, you can either balance yourself by keeping your left hand on the ground, or you can move your left hand and hold on to the opposite foot. So whichever you're comfortable with performing, you can move into that variation. And now in your inner space, we are going to be chanting the japa of, continuing to chant the japa of Sada Shivoham.
अंगुष्टनिष्ठोपादमेकं प्रसार्य तत्पादाग्रं संस्थाप्य तत्करेण गुल्फं चान्यं धारयेत् तत्करेण धूनं पीठं चाप्यसे चोभयत्र.
Relax, and now slowly bring your right foot back in. You can take a moment to sit in Vajrasana, to just relax the toes, bend it in the opposite direction. And yes, let us now move into the next asana, which is Saurasana on the opposite side. So last time we performed on the right side. This time let's stretch our left foot forward. So stretching your left foot forward, keep your hands by your side with your hands pointed forward, the tips of your fingers touching the ground. This is called Varamudra. In your inner space, visualize Swamiji. We are going to be continuing to perform the Brahmari Kumbhaka, inhaling and exhaling, making a buzzing sound. Continue to perform the Mula Bandha, and the japa is going to be Sada Shivoham.
प्रसार्य एकं पादतलं संस्थाप्य त्वेकपादकम्.
Now you're going to stretch your left hand forward and hold the big toe of your left leg, and with your right hand you can either choose to balance yourself, or if you want to slightly make it more challenging, you can hold on to the heel of the opposite leg. Over here we are going to be visualizing Swamiji in our inner space, and the pranayama is continuing to be Brahmari Kumbhaka. You can continue to perform the Mula Bandha and chant the japa Sada Shivoham.
गुल्फस्थितो पादमेकं प्रसार्य तत्पादाग्रं संस्थिते तत्करेण गुल्फं चान्यं धारयेत् तत्करेण धूनं पीठं चाप्यसे चोभयत्र.
Slowly relax. Once again, we can take a moment to relax our toes. You can sit on the toes, to bend the toes in the opposite direction, to just relax them for a moment. And yes, now we are going to be moving into the next asana, which is Brahma Jurankushasana. So now let's all tuck our toes in, and now we're going to be raising our knees up, raising the knees off the ground, and slightly open the knees apart, bringing a slight gap between your knees. Now keeping the palms on the back of the palms on the knees, keep the palms facing up, and you're going to tuck your chin to the chest in Jalandhara Bandha and gaze towards the floor. In your inner space, you're going to visualize Swamiji in your inner space. The Kumbhaka you're performing is the Brahmari Kumbhaka, and continue to chant the japa of Sada Shivoham.
दो फनाम फानी होई वैसे येरी दो गुड़ा निवेसे कोरा खगथल्या की माहिले आशा माहिरा से मुली.
Now, slowly relax by bringing your knees onto the ground. You can bring your knees onto the ground as we now move into the next asana, which is Kapilasana. So now in Kapilasana, keeping the knees on the ground, you're going to sit on the toes and keep your palms rested on the respective knees. Keep your back straight, and in your inner space, you're going to visualize the great sage Kapila. Gaze to the tip of the nose. The pranayama we are performing is Brahmari Kumbhaka. Continue to intensely inhale and exhale, making the slight buzzing sound. And as you perform the Kumbhaka, each time you exhale, perform the Uddiyana Bandha, pulling the stomach in and up as much as you can. Hold there for a moment and then inhale again. We are going to be continuing to perform the Japa Sada Shivoham.
भो भगतिली समत हरावे तिनको माहिली कोर मिलावे फना फानी खड़क होए वैसे येडी दो जोनी वैसे.
You can now relax, and we are going to be continuing to be in the same position as we move into Bhadra Gorakasana. In Bhadra Gorakasana, the only difference is the gaze, and we will not be performing the Uddiyana Bandha. So gaze up towards the third eye, lock your eyes towards your third eye. And in your inner space, you're going to be visualizing Swamiji. Continue to perform the Brahmari Kumbhaka intensely and tighten your perineal muscles. In the Mula Bandha, the japa we are performing is Sada Shivoham.
दो भगतिली संपुट करे कौरवारली भूपरि धरे कौरवारली राखे ऐसे तापरि मूल द्वारित की वैसे.
Now relax, and we are now going to be moving into the next asana, which is Suryasana. So now in Suryasana, first we are going to be sitting on the toes and raising the knees off the ground. So sit on your toes, on the heels, and keep your knees raised, and we are going to open our feet apart as wide as possible. Bring your feet away, apart as wide as possible. Now bringing your hands into the Padma Mudra, which is touching the little fingers and the thumbs, keeping all the other fingers as wide and as open as possible, like a flower. You're going to take a nice deep inhalation and raise your hands all the way up above your head and tilt your head backward and gaze through the gap between your palms. Visualize Lord Surya in your inner space, and the pranayama we are going to be performing is continuing to be Brahmari Kumbhaka. Each time you exhale, perform the Uddiyana Bandha, pulling the stomach in and up as much as you can. And internally, you're going to be chanting the japa Sada Shivoham.
येरी दो गुड़ा थरी आने फना फानी भैक की बुढ़ी थाने को घोड़ा जमगा अधर कर रहे आड़े बाम इसी विधि गहे.
Relax, slowly bring your hands down, bring your knees down, and you can relax your toes for a moment. As we move into the next asana, which is Mandukasana. So in Mandukasana, we are going to be sitting on our toes with our toes flat. Bring the toes together. So the big toes are going to be touching each other. Keep the knees wide apart and your hands on the respective knee. So in Mandukasana, we are going to be performing the Manduki Mudra, which is holding the tongue backward and pressing the tongue against the upper lip. Holding your tongue as back as possible. Trying to press your tongue against the upper lip, and also you'll try to be touching the back of the throat. Now in your inner space, visualize a frog. And the pranayama we are going to be performing is the Sahaja pranayama. So from the Brahmani Kumbhaka, now we are moving back to the Sahaja Kumbhaka. Inhale and exhale as deeply as possible. The bandha we are performing is the Mula bandha, and internally chant the japa Sada Shivoham.
आदतलो पृष्ठदेशे अंगुष्ठे द्वे च संस्कृतेत् जानुयुग्यं पुरस्कृत्य साधयेत् मन्दुकासनम्.
And now from the same position, we are going to be moving into Uttana Mandukasana. The only difference over here is now we are going to be raising our hands all the way up and crossing the hands and holding on to the opposite shoulders from behind our back. So using your hands, you are going to be holding the opposite shoulders behind you. Continue to perform the Manduki Mudra, keeping the tongue rolled back. The Kumbhaka we are going to be performing is continuing to be Sahaja Kumbhaka. And now the bandha we are going to be doing is the Uddiyana Bandha. So each time you exhale completely, perform the Uddiyana Bandha, holding the tongue backwards, and the japa we are going to be performing is Sada Shivoham.
मण्डूकासनमध्यस्थं कुर्पराभ्यां दृढं शिरः एतद्भेकवदुत्थानम् एतदुत्थानमण्डूकम्.
Now relax, slowly bring your hands down to your sides, and we're going to be entering into Simhasana. So now in Simhasana, from the seated position we are in, we are going to be raising ourselves up slightly and crossing the heels. We're going to be crossing our heels one on top of the other and then sitting on the heels. Keep your hands on the respective knees, and in your inner space you're going to be visualizing a lion, a ferocious lion, and the gaze is going to be fixed to the tip of the nose. Now you're going to open your mouth, inhale through the nostril and exhale as forcefully as you can through the mouth. keeping your tongue extended outward. Perform the Mula Bandha, tightening the perineal floor, and the internal japa is continuing to be Sada Shivoham.
दक्षिणं सव्यगुल्पेन दक्षिणे तततेतरं हस्तौ च जान्वौ संस्थाप्य स्वाङ्गुलीश प्रसार्य च.
Let's now relax as we raise ourselves up once again and uncross the feet, bringing the toes together. And now you can sit back on your heel. So the next asana we are going to be performing is Bhadrasana. So in Bhadrasana, we are going to be sitting with our toes together. And now crossing your hands behind, we are going to be holding the opposite big toe. So with your right hand, you're going to be holding the left big toe. And the way we are going to be holding is in the Prana Mudra, which is using your index finger, middle finger and thumb to hold on. Will not be using all the fingers. Only these three fingers will be using. And in our inner space, the visualization we are going to hold is of Swamiji. Now we are coming back to performing the Brahmari Kumbhaka. So inhale and exhale, making a intense but subtle buzzing sound. The bandhas we are going to be performing is the Jalandhara bandha. So lock your chin to the chest as you perform this asana, and the internal japa is continuing to be Sada Shivoham.
गुल्फौषविषणस्यादौ वृत्क्रमेण समाहितः पादाङ्गुष्ठौ कराभ्यां च धृत्वा च पृष्ठदेशतः.
And now you can relax as we move into the next asana, which is Kakabhusandi asana. So now in Kakabhusandi asana, we are going to be first coming into a squatting position. So bring your heels onto the ground, and you're going to open your knees wide apart, as wide as you can. Try to keep your heels on the ground, and now bringing your hand in between of your legs, leaning in between of your legs, you're going to wrap your hands around the leg, interlacing your fingers behind you. Now, in your inner space, visualize a crow. Gaze to the tip of the nose. The pranayama is now continuing to be Brahmari Kumbhaka, and the japa is Sada Shivoham.
प्रथमैवेशकुक्कडस्थाने दौहात्पगाम्या च आने तिनकोमादि नल्यां भरिल्यावे पुष्टिपचे कामकसी करावे.
Relax, slowly relax your hands. And now we are going to be moving into the next asana, which is Kani Pavasana. Now in Kani Pavasana, first we are going to be placing our hands on the ground. So bring your hands on the ground. And now you are going to slightly raise yourself up, and then bring your knees into your armpits. Bring your knees behind your arms, and you're going to slowly move yourself forward, lean forward and lift the legs off the ground. This is Kani Pavasana. So in this asana, visualize Swamiji in your inner space, we are continuing to perform the Brahmari Kumbhaka, and the japa is Sada Shivoham.
आसन को गुण आसी दुषिता होई तो आची होई.
Slowly relax, or you can also move into the next asana, which is an inverted asana, which is Kapali asana, where you're going to slowly lean forward more and lower the crown of the head onto the ground. And now we're going to slowly raise the legs up, stacking the feet over the knees, the entire legs over the hip, and the entire body is going to be in one straight line. Use your hands to balance. And in this asana, we are going to be visualizing Swamiji in our inner space, gazing to the tip of the nose. And also, if you need help, if you want support, you can quickly run to a wall and also perform this asana just by leaning on a wall. You can also just kick your legs up into this asana. Make sure that your hands are not parallel to the head. The hands are slightly in front of your head. That is only when you'll be able to get some balance at least. And the pranayama for this asana is going to be Brahmari Kumbhaka, and we're going to continue to chant the japa Sada Shivoham.
ईश शीस धरती ते की पग को पग दो मिले उछो पुकरे गतली आसकी आशा दिसी सन मुसरा से दो हाथ की हथेली दो.
Now let's slowly bring yourself down, bring the feet down, touching the ground, bringing the knees to the ground, and slowly sitting on the heels and raising the head up. Let's take a moment to relax, allowing the blood flow to settle down all over our body. Yes. And now we are going to be moving into the next asana, which is Parshva Mayurasana. So in Parshva Mayurasana, we are going to be first coming onto our toes again. You can raise up onto your toes. And now coming into a seated position on the heels, we are going to be turning to one side, bringing the elbows to the knee and hips respectively so that you balance yourself. And now once you bring your knees up, lean yourself as close to your legs as possible. Your chest is almost touching your legs. And now slowly leaning forward, you can start by stretching one leg. So usually when you stretch one leg, you can start with the leg which is outside, which is the left leg, and then slowly stretch the right leg as well. So in your inner space, you're going to be visualizing a peacock. The new Kumbhaka we're performing is the Rechaka Kumbhaka, which is where you're going to exhale completely and the japa we are going to be performing is Sada Shivoham.
मयूरं दण्डवत् कुर्याम मयूरं दण्डनामकं कुर्यान् मयूरं पार्श्वाभ्यां मयूरपार्श्वनामकम्.
Let's relax, come down, and now we are going to switch the position of our legs. So once again, you're going to bring your hands, align your hands, the elbows of your hands to the knees and hips respectively, And now slowly we are going to be leaning forward onto our palms. When you place your palms, you need to make sure that your fingers are nicely spread apart. Don't keep your fingers close together. Keep your fingers nice and wide so that you're able to take the weight of your entire body. And now slowly lean on to the hands. Lean on to your hands, leaning forward, and stretch the legs to the side. Visualize a peacock in your inner space. We are continuing to perform the Rechaka Kumbhaka, and the japa is Sada Shivoham.
Mayuram Dhandavat Kuryatma Ayuram Dhandamamakam Kuryanma Ayuram Parshvabhyam Ayura Parshvanamakam.
Now slowly come down and let's take a moment to relax our wrists. So take a moment to just bend your wrists in, allowing your wrists to relax. And now we'll be moving into the next asana, which is going to be Bhairaganathasana. So in Bhairaganathasana, we are going to be coming into a plank position. So leaning forward, let's bring our hands also onto the ground, stretching the legs back and straightening the knees, coming into a plank position. So now with your right leg, you're going to bring your right leg forward and wrap your right leg around the right hand and bring your right foot in between of your palms. Bring your right leg in between of your palms. Next, we are going to be visualizing Lord Kala Bhairava in our inner space and gazing forward. So in Bhairaganathasana, the position is not going to be a plank position, but you can push your hips down. If you need, you can even place your knee on the ground if you need, but try to push your hips forward and down and lift your chest simultaneously. This asana is not about being in a plank position, it is about stretching the various different muscles like the back of your thighs of the opposite leg. And gaze forward. We are continuing to perform the Rechaka Kumbhaka, where we are going to inhale and exhale completely and hold the breath for a moment each time we exhale completely. The japa we are performing is Sada Shivoham.
Asana ko gunapiti jaye.
Relax and slowly bring your right leg back. And now we are going to be performing the same asana on the left side. So bring your left foot forward, around your left hand. Once again, you can keep the knees on the ground if you need, but mainly focus on pushing the hips down and lifting the upper body forward. In your inner space, we are going to continue visualizing Lord Kala Bhairava. Gaze up towards your third eye. You can even tilt your neck backwards as you perform this asana. The pranayama we are performing is Rechaka Kumbhaka and the japa is Sada Shivoham.
Asana ko gunapiti jaye.
Yes, now relax, and with this we are now going to be moving into the Shavasana. So now let us all lay down on our back. Lay down on your back. Bring your hands to your side, keeping the palms facing upward. Completely unclutching from your entire body Close your eyes. Stop all the movements in your body. The only visualization you're going to hold is that of Swamiji. Completely unclutched from every other thought. Keep your palms by your side with the palms facing upward. Don't cross your hands on top of yourself. Don't cross your feet on top of each other. Just completely relax, laying down. After this intense Nithyananda yoga, now slowly bring awareness back to your body. Bring awareness back to the fingers, the toes, your legs, your hands, every part of your body. Slowly bend your knees and bring your knees to your chest. Hug yourself and just take a moment to just rock yourself from side to side. And slowly rock yourself up into a comfortable seating position. Let's continue to keep our eyes closed. And now, just before we conclude with today's Nithyananda Yoga session, let's take a moment to remember all the amazing things that Swamiji and life has manifested for us and bring the space of gratitude into our inner space, thanking Swamiji for everything he has manifested for us, with the amazing opportunities, blessings, and for the fact that he has manifested in our life itself, chosen us out of the 8 billion people, the millions of species, and from that space of gratitude, let's bring our hands together in front of our heart center. Take a nice deep breath Make sure you're sitting with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. And let us chant the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Padukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. We thank you all for joining us for today's Nithyananda Yoga, and in another 20 minutes the puja, the Nitya Puja will be beginning, so you can join us for that as well. Thank you all. Nithyanandam.